Hey everyone, thanks for learning to play games. My name is Lance, and in today's video I'm going to be playing through a brand new game coming to Kickstarter called Dell. This is a new one from an indie company. It is a 2 to 4 player game that takes roughly half an hour to an hour and a half to play, and is a competitive game where players are going to be competing, trying to defeat waves of dragons. And the player that is able to complete their 7th wave of dragons first will be the winner of the game. So in this video I'm going to be playing through the first, middle, and end few turns to show you how the game plays and progresses to help you decide on whether or not this one you want to back on Kickstarter. As always, if you find my videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider that like button and subscribing to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we can continue to grow, be able to produce this content. If you want to get notified anytime I drop new videos, as I'm constantly dropping new teaching videos, Kickstarter coverage videos, and playthroughs, and many more, hit that notification bell and that'll let you know whenever I drop new videos. So let's go ahead and head to the table and we'll see how this one plays. So before moving into the game, there's a couple of additional things I have to do for setup. The first is that each player is going to start the game with one warrior. So I'm going to deal each player 3, and each player will choose one of those to be their starting warrior. So player 1 is going to take, let's see, we have a nomad, a fencer, and a raider. Ooh, raider sounds pretty good. Once per battle, you may make one of the dragons you played in your battle +1 power and +1 range. So I think I'm going to go ahead and take the raider as my warrior. And on the other side, player 2, I have the monk. Each time you play a magic or perform a charge, this does not use an action. Okay, that's pretty good. At the end of each battle, draw a number of tier 1 orbs for your village equal to the total power of dragons you sent to the other players. Okay, that probably wouldn't be that great for right now. And scout, once per battle, discard an enemy dragon. That sounds pretty good, so I'm going to go with the scout. From there, the other thing that I do want to cover real quick is that I am playing a 2-player game, so there is a 2-player variant. So it says during setup, I'm going to remove the bard from the villager draw deck, and then during gameplay, the dragon wave chart is modified if a player takes the lead by meeting one of the following 2 criteria. The first one is that player has more characters in their village than the other player. So right now, each one of us only has 1 character in our village. And then the other one has the same amount of characters but has more renown. So players are going to gain renown by sending dragons to their enemy pile or their fellow players. So those are the 2 different conditions. Each time the players refer to the dragon wave chart, the player that in the lead will add 1 to their wave, 1 dragon with a power equal to the highest power dragon in their wave. The player not in the lead will remove 1 dragon from the highest power in their wave. So this will be a way for players to stay pretty close together. Okay, so from there we're going to move into the round. So during the round, these first 2 steps, the crafting phase and the breeding phase, can be done simultaneously by all players, and players don't have to wait for other players to complete these phases. Once it gets to the command phase, then both players will have to wait for the other player to catch up. So during the crafting phase, each player is going to draw a number of orbs based on the characters that they have, and each character will list what that player gets to draw. So player 2 over here is going to draw 2 level 1 orbs into that player's hand. Then that player will also be able to make a crafting pool. These are the different cards the player will be able to potentially upgrade to. So you're going to draw 2 level 3 cards and 2 level 2 cards. And that player can look at those cards and then choose to discard cards in that player's hand equal to the orbs to gain that card. So if I wanted a level 2 card, I'd have to discard both of these level 1 cards, which right now I have 2 tactics cards. One is stealth, which lets me replace an enemy dragon with a dragon with 1 less power. And I also have a wisdom tactic where I can take an extra or additional action. So otherwise I could discard both of these, giving me 2 power, so I could choose to purchase one of those level 2 power cards or orb cards. But I think at this point, I think I'm going to hold on to these because I think that I want, well, you know what? I think I will discard these, and I'm going to gain the Gale. So that gives me a power of 1 and a range of 3, which means that I can attack up to 3 enemies with this. So that could be pretty good. Then I would reveal a new card and add it to that area, but I don't have any other cards to trade at this point, so then these are just going to be removed and discarded to their respective discard piles. Now both players are going to have separate stacks for this, but with this player over here, he does not have access to the orbs yet, so there's no point in creating a pile or a crafting pile for him, as there's nothing for him to build an upgrade. So once that is done, then we'll move into the breeding phase. And again, this is going to be handled by both players, but since I'm playing both players, I'm going to have to kind of keep them together for this. So then the second phase is the breeding phase. So this phase, the players are going to draw dragons based on the number of dragons that are shown on their card. And each player will be able to draw a level 1 dragon per flag on there. So our player over here will get 1 level 1, and then our player here is going to get 3 level 1s. And this works pretty much the same way, where the players can choose to discard dragons and take dragons of a higher level. So for example, I could trade in all 3 of these dragons for a level 3 dragon, or I could do 2 of them for a level 2 dragon. And these will be dragons under my command that I can either send to attack my opponent or use to help me battle my wave of dragons if I want to. So with this player, that player only has 1 dragon, so that player will not be able to upgrade dragons. And this player over here, what do I want to do? I think I want to hold on to the dragons. I don't think I want to do any upgrades just yet. So now we're ready to move into the command phase. So each one of my players is going to first off choose one of their orange cards, which is either a battle card saying that they are going to battle the dragons that they're facing, or they can skip and go straight to the village phase. So each player is going to have to choose which one of these that they want to do. And this is going to be kept hidden from the other players until the reveal step. So with my player here, I'm going to go ahead and go into battle. And same with this player, I'm going to also choose to battle. And then each player is also going to have a number of different cards. And this is going to be based on how many players are playing. So currently in a 2-player game, each of my players is going to have 2 follow cards and 1 card that allows them to pass the dragons underneath the card to the first player to their left, which basically is the other player. And the reason you have 3 cards is that this will help deceive the other player potentially. For example, I could put out these dragons and I can stack them up, and then once I have taken care of how I want them done, then I can choose to place these cards on top of them to dictate what they're going to do. So for example, with that one, this stack here would follow me and means that I can use them in the next step to attack the enemy dragon wave, or I can pass dragons to the other player. Or I could have done something where I had 3 stacks, and that way then the player is not quite sure which one's coming his way. Now, all 3 of these are level 1, so it's not a big surprise that player is getting 1 of them. But later on, as you get different stacks, you can kind of hide what you're doing with those. So in this example, I'm going to go ahead and do this, where I'm going to place that there and place that there. So that'll go back in my hands. And then with this player, I'm going to go ahead and do that. All right. So from there, now that all the players have completed this and they're ready to reveal cards, both of our players are going to flip over the card to determine what they're doing, if they're going to go to the village or the battle. Now, if a player goes to the village and another player chooses to pass dragons to them, those dragons are simply going to be discarded. They will not affect that player, will not be added to that player's wave. From there, now that our players have chosen the battle, then we're going to reveal our commands. So I chose the 2 follow commands, so all my dragons are going to stay together. I was just trying to kind of throw the other player off as I was going to potentially throw a dragon at them. And then that player also chose to follow, so that player is going to hold on to their dragon as well, so that they can use it in this phase. All right, so now that we've handled all of that, we're ready to determine the renown. So nobody threw any dragons at their opponents, and nobody's going to gain any renown at this point. Then the final phase is the battle phase. So during this phase, you're going to carry out up to 3 actions, and you're going to have a selection of different things you can do, with not all of them counting as actions. The first one is that it's going to allow you to play tactics orbs. So if you had any tactics orbs like my player had, I can choose to play as many of those as I want to, and they do not count as actions. The next thing is to play dragons. You can play as many dragons as you want, and each dragon will have a range of 1, allowing them to attack 1 enemy dragon. And again, their power has to match or exceed the dragon they're attacking to eliminate it. From there, then there are a couple of actions you can perform that are going to require actions to play. The first one is playing magic orbs. So any orbs that are magical are going to cost you 1 action to play each one of those magic cards. And each orb that you play that's a magic orb, such as this player has magic, which is the red border, you can add 1 altar card to it, such as the blue cards are the altar cards. So you can only ever have 1 blue card per red card that you play. But the blue cards are going to augment any red cards you play after that as well. And as you're going to see a little bit later, right now it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, as I don't have any other cards that I can show you, but later on in the video you'll see what I mean. And then the final thing is a charge. This allows you to have, per charge action you perform, it allows you to count up the number of warriors you have, and that's your power, and your range is 1. So for example, with my player here, I have 1 warrior, so I would have, for per charge action I would have 1 power, 1 range. So I could eliminate 1 level 1 dragon per charge I did with this. Now if I had 2 warriors out, my power would be 2 at range 1, so I could take out the level 2 dragon. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and handle player 1 first. So I do have the 3 level 1 dragons. And it says once per battle, I may make 1 of the dragons that you played in your battle power 1 and range +1. So I can bump up the power and range of 1 of my dragons by 1 each. So that'll make me a level 2 dragon that has a range of 2, targeting up to 2 enemies. So I'm going to go ahead and do that first, and I'm going to go ahead and go after this guy and that guy. So that will eliminate both of those dragons, and that will take that dragon out. And I have 1 dragon left, so I'm just going to do a charge action. That is going to be my first action, and that's going to give me a power 1, range 1 to eliminate this dragon. So at this point, I've been able to complete that wave, and I still had 2 actions remaining if I had anything else. But at this point, that is done, and I'll go ahead and keep any dragons that I have that I have not used yet, as each dragon and spell is a 1 use only, and then it'll be discarded after its use. So this player has completed that player's turn. So moving over to player 2 to take that player's turn. So with player 2, I do have once per battle, I can discard an enemy dragon. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and choose a level 2 dragon, obviously. And then I still have 2 level 1 dragons. So I could use the Magic Gale, as that can target up to 3 dragons. But I still have 2 actions or 3 actions remaining, so I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 charge actions. Each charge action again can take out a level 1 dragon, so that'll take out both of those. And I'll get to hold on to my magic spell, which I will keep hidden from other players, and then the dragons I'll keep face up for other players to see. So both of our players were successful in defeating that wave of dragons, so both of our players are going to level up and go after the next wave. So for wave 2, we're going to each get a villager. So each of us will be dealt 3 villager cards. And we'll each get to choose one of those. So with player 1, I have a smith. Your charge is +1 power. So that could be really good. I have a miner. Each time you lose a battle, you may keep 4 orbs in your village. So that would kind of give me a couple of orbs to work with, or I can go straight dragons again with the cook. During the breed phase, draw 1 additional dragon if you have at least 1 renown. And if you have the most renown of any player, draw another dragon. So that could also be pretty good. I could just go heavy dragons. It's probably better to have some separation, but I could lean heavy into dragons initially and then branch out from there after that. I think I'm going to try that. So I'm going to go with the cook. And I'll go ahead and discard those 2. And then the other player has the baker. So this one says during the craft phase, draw 1 additional orb or dragon based on whichever you produce fewer of. If you produce the same amount of orbs and dragons, draw 1 of each. Okay. And then I have artisan. During the craft phase, view an additional level 2 or tier 2 and tier 3 orb. And he's heavy magic. And then we also have the hermit. Each time you lose a battle, draw 4 power 1 dragons into your village. And he would give me 3 dragons. So it's either 3 dragons, 3 orbs, or another 2 orbs and a dragon. I think I'm going to go with the baker and just really go into the orbs, and it does give me at least 1 dragon. So we'll see how that goes. From there, then each of my players will also build up the next wave of dragons. So they're going to be facing 3 level 1 dragons. 2 level 2s. And 1 level 3. All right. And then at this point, then we would move back into the next round. But I think I'm going to take a few turns off camera, and we'll be back a little bit later in the game to see how our players are doing. All right, so moving back in, our players have done pretty well with player 2 in the lead right now, as that player is in tier 5 and has gotten 2 villagers and 2 warriors. So that player is in the lead, so that player has to take a higher level one dragon of the highest level additionally. And then the other player, since that player is the lower player, takes 1 less dragon of the highest level, giving that player a chance to catch up. Now with that player has more renown, so that player is doing pretty well on that end of things. So moving back into the game now, let's go ahead and move back into the craft phase. So again, during this phase, my player over here is going to pull a number of items. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new level 1 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And my other player over here has really still been focusing on the dragons, so we'll gain 1 card of that. So now each of our players will make their shop, more or less. So we have Enhance and Surge and Tame and Meteor. So interesting. And then over with player 1, I'm just going to place out 2 level 2 cards, as that's all that player really can purchase at this point. So I could upgrade my charge power by 1 or magic, but I think having a Gale would be very helpful. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And go ahead and discard those. And then this will just be discarded, as I don't have anything else at this point. And with player 2, Discard up to 3 dragons from your village. All magic orbs are range +1 for each dragon discarded. So those are the dragons that I have. So that could be helpful. Meteor's always good. That's 2 damage and it lets me target up to 3. And this enhance is really nice as well. It gives me +2 range on my magic. So that could be really good. And what do I have here? I have haste. Does not cost an action to play. That could be good. So let's see what I want to do here. I have a lot of pierce. 3, 4, 5 pierce. Okay. And I have lure. At the end of battle, draw 1 powered 1 dragon. I have reach for +1 and haste. So how do I want to do this? So I have 5 pierce. I'm going to definitely do 3 of those to get myself a meteor. And I don't really have a lot of tactics cards, so I'm going to go ahead and spend 2 more as I get another level 3. And I'm going to take enhance. And I do have Gale as well. But I think Gale is going to be very helpful coming up here. I have a lot of blue. Lore isn't going to help me too much, so I do have that. I have a fireball. And what else could I potentially drop? I'm going to drop reach as well. So I'm going to do these 3 here so I can get shatter. And I think that will do. So I'm just going to go ahead and discard those. Well, that goes off. And that's it for the crafting phase. So on to the breeding phase. So with my player here, I'm going to draw 3 level 1 dragons, which is going to give me 5 level 1 and a level 2. I think I'm going to upgrade to a level 3. I have 2. I'm going to do a level 2 as well. So that'll give me 2 level 1s, level 2 and level 3. Let me make sure that I have all my stuff handled here. So it says, during the crafting phase, draw 1 additional orb or dragon based on whichever you produce fewer of. So I'm going to get an extra dragon. And then once per craft phase, you may discard up to 4 tier 1 orbs to draw that many tier 1 orbs as you discarded. So that lets me, if I drew really bad, I could redraw those tier 1s. All right, so player 2 is done. So over to player 1, that player is going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 level 1 dragons. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. On top of that, the cook says that during the breeding phase, draw 1 additional dragon if you have at least 1 renown. I do. And if you have the most renown of any player, draw another dragon, which I do. So I'm going to have 10 level 1 dragons there. So let me see what I want to do here. So I'm going to pull another level 3. So let me go ahead and separate these real quick. I'm going to do another level 3. That gives me, and now at the end of this phase, I can have a maximum of 8 in my area. And that goes for spells as well. So I'm good there. All right. So I have 5 over there ready. So I got to be careful with this. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I still have some that I got to get rid of here. So I'm going to do another level 3. Okay. And I think I'll do another level 2. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, let's do another level 2. So that will give me the 8 that will cap me off. And from here, then we're into the command phase. So both of my players have to decide what they're going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and place that here. And what do I want to do with my dragons? Let's do this. And then over my other player, I'm still feeling pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and do a battle as well. And I'm going to go ahead and do that, this, and this. All right, so now that our players have decided what they're going to do, we're going to go ahead and reveal. So player 1 is, or 2 is going to battle, and player 1 is going to battle. From there, then we'll reveal our column, our commands. So I'm going to go ahead and send the 2 level 1s over to player 1. And then the rest are going to follow me. So I have level 1, 2, and 3 over here. And then player 1 has a follow, and he's going to send these 2 over. So these will be added as well. Oof. All right. And then from there, player 1 ended up sending more yet again. So player 1 is going to receive another renown. And then the rest of these will remain with that dragon, or with that player. So we can drop those back down. And then we're into battling. So I'm going to go ahead and go with player 1 first. So I have Gale, which is power 1 and 3. And I do have the knight, so it says once per battle, choose a power. Replace each enemy dragon of that power with a dragon with 1 less power. So I could drop the 3 down to a 2, which I think I'm going to do. So I'm just going to slide it under here because I'll just be modifying these anyways and keeping these over. So his power is done. This one lets me do once per battle. I may make 1 dragon that you played in your battle +1 power and +1 range. I'm going to go ahead and do that with this one. So that'll let me take out 2 of the level 2s. So I'm just going to flip those over, and this is going to be discarded. And then I have 1 level 2 left over there still. So so I've handled both of these. So I'm going to go ahead and send the other level 2 at that one. So that will complete all the level 2s, because this is a level 2. So I'm just going to, now I'm going to keep those separated. All right, so at this point I haven't done any actions yet. So then I'm going to go ahead and use the Gale. So that's going to do 1 damage, and it's going to hit 3 targets. So I'm going to go ahead and take out 3 level 1 dragons with that. So that will be discarded. I'm going to use another level 1 dragon to take out 1, and then I'll use 2 charges to take out the other 2. So I have completed my battle, and I was successful. So moving over to the other player, that player has a ton to deal with here. Wow. All right, so first off, Scout, I'm going to go ahead and use to discard 1 level 3 dragon. All right, so that takes care of her ability. And then it says once per battle, I may make a magic orb +1 power and +1 range. So that hopefully will come in handy here. So what do I want to do here? I do have Shatter, which could be useful. That is power 2, and it lets me target a number of things. Some craft phase. All right, so both of those are not going to have any effects at this point. So it's just this one here. It says once per battle, I may make a magic orb +1 power and +1 range. All right, so I think I'm going to need to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and play the Meteor with Enhance. So that is going to add, it's going to make it damage 2, and I can target up to 5 targets. And then I'm going to augment that with the Mage as well. So I'm just going to do 3 damage, and it's going to target 6. So that'll take care of 4 of the 3s. So those are all taken care of. And 2 of the 2s. And that was my first action. My second action now is going to be, let's see. So next I'm going to do this one. So haste is going to, the attached magic orb does not use an action when played. So this one will not count as an action. So I still have 2 actions remaining. And this is a power 2 and it's a range of 1. Plus I get any of the altars that I played beforehand on top of this one as well. So each of the magic cards can only have 1 altar played on it, but then it gets augmented by all the altars played before it on other cards. So this is also going to add 2 to this. So now it's power 2 and I can target 3 targets. And it does let me discard, I can discard up to 3 orbs from your village when you play this orb, and this orb's range is +2 for each orb discarded. So I could drop this one and add +2 to that as well, which would give me 5. But let's see, I'm going to be able to do 3, so I'm going to be able to take out those 2 and 1 more. And I have 2 actions remaining. So I think I'll have enough. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So I'll take out these 2 and 1 more from that. So I have 3 remaining. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 dragon to take out 1 of those. And then I have 2 actions left. I'll do 2 charges to take out those guys. So again, I was able to get through it, and so my player will level up as well. And both of these will be discarded. So that's a level 1, level 2, and 2 level 3s. Wow. All right, so player 1 is going to pick up a second villager. So let's go ahead and handle that real quick. So player 1 has a scholar. Each time you draw a warrior or a villager, draw or view 6 cards. Okay, we have a sentry. During the battle phase, you may take an additional action if any other player assigned a dragon to you. Okay. Or I can do a peddler. You may store 1 additional orb in your village. So the additional action could be useful. The scholar. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I have 2 cards left being pulled, but having a little bit more magic would be handy. So I'm kind of leaning towards one of those 2. I really don't need the peddler's ability, so I think I'm going to go with the scholar, and then maybe the ability on the scholar will pay off afterwards. All right, so then player 2. So let's go ahead and finish this player's stuff first. So I have the 4 now, so I'm going to have 4 level 1s. So I'll just flip these over, and I'm going to add another level 1. I'm going to have 3 level 2s. And I'll have 3 level 3s, but I'm going to have 1 less because I'm still 1 level behind the other player because that player just leveled up as well. So I'm only going to have 2 to deal with right now. All right, and then that player is going to gain an additional warrior. So that player gets to draw 3 warriors and choose 1. So we have a Templar. Dragons that you play in your battle are +1 power. That could be really good. Each magic orb is +1 range. Oh. And cleric, at the end of each battle, take an orb or dragon that you played in your battle back into your village. Oh man. All three of these are really nice. But I don't have a lot of dragons, so I think the Templar's out. So it's down to these two here. I'm leaning towards that archer. Having each magic orb adds a range that'd be big. At the end of each battle, take an orb or dragon that you played in your battle back into your village. I think the archer is going to be my best choice for this. So now I have my 3 warriors. All right, so then I'm going to do the next one here. So it's going to be 5 level 1s. So there's 4 and 5. And then I'm going to have 4 level 2s. So those are all going to stay there. I have 3 level 3s. And 1 level 4. And I get another level 4 because of my player being in the lead. Ouch. All right. So both of our players are done. So we are ready to move back into the next phase. All right. So starting with the crafting phase, we'll start over here. So I have 1, 2, 3 that I'm going to take for this player. And this player is going to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow. All right. So this player will get 2. So I have two bolsters. And then perfect. And tactics. So set a warrior in your village. Select a warrior in your village. This orb gains the text of that warrior. Okay, so it basically just duplicates as it says mirror. Okay, and I have fireball, reach, and focus. Okay. So the bolsters I don't think are really going to be very helpful. And I definitely don't have enough for those, so I'm going to just hold on to what I have here for that. So those 2 are discarded, and these 2 are discarded. All right, over to player 2. So I have Arc Bolt and Source, and then Ice Blast and Ice Blast. Okay. So that's power 3, 1 range. This is power 2, 1 range. At the end of the battle, draw 2 tier 1 orbs. And I still have Gale. Wisdom, take an additional action. That could be very helpful this turn. Power is +1, so I have Enchant and Haste, Pierce, Fireball. Focus, 3 fireballs, or enchant, and tactics. Replace an enemy dragon with a dragon of 1 less power. Okay. Take 1 additional action. So I think I'm going to hold on to wisdom because I think that's a good choice. I do have those 3. Haste is a good one. I think I only need 1 enchant, so I'm going to go ahead and drop these 3 here and that one. I don't think I want any of those. I have 3 fireballs. Okay. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and discard the 3 fireballs and enchant and draw 4 additional cards. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I picked up 2 additional fireballs, strength and wisdom. Okay, so I don't think I need wisdom again. Strength. Your charge is +1 power. I don't think that's going to help me. Would have really liked a couple more pierces, but we'll see what we got here. All right, so I have 2, 4, 6 that I think I'm going to want to get rid of. And I may drop that as well at this point. So what do I want to use here? 2 damage, 1 hit. It's a 3 and 1. So I'm going to go ahead and spend 3 to buy an Ice Blast. So it's another level 3. So this is Alter, Spread. Ooh, that looks really good. So we go ahead and add that. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I have 9 here. So I get another level 3. Each time you play a dragon in your battle, discard an enemy power 1 dragon. Okay. So I still have haste, which wouldn't count those. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and drop those 2 for Arc Bolts. And then I'll hold on to these. So that's 8 spells, or 8 orbs, so I'm good there. Level 3, 2, and 3. All right. Next, we're into the dragons. So I'm going to draw 3 level 1 dragons. 1, 2, and 3. And then my player over here, much better. So 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then I do get 2 extras for the Heaven, the Renown. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. All right, and then how do I want to do this? So I'm going to go ahead and buy a level 3. And that's 4. I'm going to buy another level 3. 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and buy a level 4. I have a level 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. All right, and that's it. So now we're into the command phase. So the question is, how is player 2 feeling about this? Do I have enough to handle all of this? I'm going to go ahead and give it a go. And player 2... going to battle. All right, so first off, we're going to reveal, and both of my players are going to go at it. We're going to see what happens here. And then revealing, I'm going to have just the level 2 dragon kick over. And then this player is going to keep all of her dragons, so we'll see how that works out. And then we'll go into battle. So starting with player 1, first off, once per battle, draw or choose a power, replace each enemy dragon of that power with a dragon with 1 less power. So I can drop all of these down to level 2s, which I think is probably, well, do I actually want to do that? Well, first off, the level 1 dragon I can use here to bump him up to a level 2, taking out 2 of them. So I'll go ahead and handle that. And then I'll have to decide on how I want to do that. So then I do have the fireball and reach, which will let me take out 2 level 1s. So that's 1 action. I have 2 actions remaining. And then I'm going to use 2 level 3s to take out the level 3s. So those guys are done. And unfortunately, I'll have to use another level 3 to take out this guy. And then I'll use my 2 charges to take out those guys. So I was successful in completing the battle. And so this player will level up. And I still have a couple of dragons there. All right, so over to player 2. Let's see if player 2 has what it takes here. All right, so once per battle, I can discard an enemy dragon. So I think I want to get rid of the level 4. All right, so next I think it's going to be spells. So I'm going to go ahead and play, well, I think I'll wait until I actually need that. So I'm going to do haste with, what do I want to start with? Or do I start with something that's a little bit more? I'm going to go ahead and do spread and arc bolt. So this is a 2 damage, and it's going to hit 4 guys. And it adds +1 range as well, so it's going to be 5. So I'm going to go ahead and do it on all the 2s. So the 2s are gone. So that'll take care of those. All right, next. I'm going to go ahead and do haste and fireball. So that's not going to count as an action. So it's a level 1, or it's a 1 damage. And it's going to have a range of 1 plus 3, so that's 4 and 5. So that'll take care of all the level 1 guys. And I have not used that yet. So then I'm going to play this one. So it's Ice Blast, it's 3 damage. And it's going to target 1. It's going to target 4, 5, and I'm going to use this now, so it's going to target 6 at power 4. So that'll take care of the level 4 and the 3 level 3s. All right, and I still have all those left. So not bad. So that player was successful as well and didn't use any dragons. So, okay. Might have needed to. All right, so that player is still moving along here. Has not been stopped yet. We'll see where we sit with this. All right, so that player is going to get their final villager. 1, 2, 3. So I'll go ahead and start with them, might as well. So I have the chemist. At the end of each battle, you may take one tier 2 or tier 3 orb you played and stack it on this card. During the craft phase, you may craft an orb stacked on this card. We have guard. During the command phase, you may assign one less dragon. Be assigned one less dragon from other players. At the end of your battle, draw a power 2 dragon if you do not use all your actions. So it comes down to what I want to do. And at this point, I just completed my last one. So I'm down to just one battle at this point left. I just have to get through this last battle to win. So I think just going heavy magic is the way to go. So I'm going to go ahead and take the chemist. And that'll take care of those two. And then my other player is going to get a warrior. Now that player will get this one, and then I get to take 6 cards now. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these up and draw 5 additional ones. I don't know, that player might build to pull it off here. Things are not looking too good right now for player 1. All right, so there's 5 more. So player 1 has the Ranger. At the end of battle, draw 1 power. Draw a power 1 dragon for each dragon you defeated with a charge that battle. Each time you play a tactic orb, discard an enemy dragon whose power is equal to or less than the tier of that orb. Okay, Paladin, that's pretty good. Each time you charge, discard an enemy power 1 dragon. Okay, Seeker. At the end of each battle, draw a number of tier 1 orbs into your village equal to the total power of dragons you sent the other player, limit to 4. Okay. Cleric. At the end of the battle, take an orb or dragon that you played in your battle back into your village. That could also be very helpful. And dragons you play in your battle are +1 power. Do I just lean heavy into the dragons and try magic versus dragons? Yep, let's do that and just see. All right, so I have the Templar. All right. And then I'll reset. So first off, I'll go ahead and do player 2. So player 2 this is it. So I have 5 level 1s. I have 4 level 2s, so I'll take that away. I have 3 level 3s. I have 2 level 4s and 1 level 5. And because that player is still in the lead, that player is going to pick up another level 5. Over to my other player here, I have 5 level 1s. 4 level 2s, 3 level 3s, and 1 level 4, which will go away. All right. Let's see what happens. So first off, moving into the magic crafting phase, my player here is going to draw 3. 1, 2, 3. I have 3 fireballs. Whew. Okay, and I'm going to draw 2 level 2s. So I have Surge. Discard up to 3 dragons from your village. All magic orbs are +1 range for each dragon discarded. I have alter, discard enemy dragon with a power that is equal to or less than the total range of the attached orb. An enemy dragon with a power that is equal to or less than the total range of the attached orb. Okay, and I have 2 level 3s. Capture, at the end of battle, draw a power 1 dragon and 2 tier 1 orbs. Okay. So 3 fireballs. Well, focus isn't going to do me any good. So I think I'll discard those 2 and take Surge. Here's this one. Yeah. All right, so that'll be discarded, and those will be discarded, and that'll hold on to mine. And over here, I have 3, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Shuffle these up. Right. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Whew. 15. Let's see what we got here. So I still have Gale. And then for my 2 cards, I have Enhance. Okay, good, good. And Tactics. Form a charge, its power. It is power +1 and does not cost an action. All right, and then I have Ice Blast and Mirror. Ooh. Mirror could be very handy in this situation. So let's see what I have here. So we have Fireball, I have a Wisdom, Reach, Enhance. There's a Pierce. So that's good. I have another Pierce. I have 3 more Fireballs. I have 8 Fireballs. So I'm going to go ahead and discard 3 of these using my Chemist to draw 4 more cards. All right, so unfortunately no more Pierces. I was kind of hoping for some more Pierce, but that's all right. So I have 6 Fireballs. We have Strength, Haste, which is going to be good. Reach, Focus. So I don't think I need another Reach. I don't think I need a Focus. So I'm going to use discard the 2 Reaches for an Enhance. And then I have Blitz. This orb's power is +1 for each other magic orb in play. That could be pretty powerful. Place an enemy dragon with a dragon with 1 less power. Stealth. I'm going to go ahead and discard Stealth and Enhance and a Fireball. Take Mirror. So that's another level 3. Ooh, it's a Shatter. Very nice. So I'm going to do 3 Fireballs for Shatter. That's another. So we got Ice Blast. I definitely want to hold on to Haste. Haste is going to help me quite a bit here. I think I'm going to go ahead and discard focus, and that lets me reset these. So I'm going to discard all of those and redraw new ones. So blitz and panic and too many. Spread and so I'm going to do alter and enhance to get spread. Another shatter. So I'm going to do these and 2 fireballs, and I'm going to get a shatter. Okay. I have shadows, perform 2 charges. This does not use any actions. So could have been good, but I think that will be it. All right, and then these are I'm going to hold on to. So I have, let's see if I have too many. So I have 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have to drop 1 more. Okay, I already did that. At the end of battle, you may take 1 tier 2 or tier 3 orb. I forgot to do that, but that's okay. During the craft phase. Okay. So I am going to lose 1 of these. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to lose a Pierce because I think I'm going to need all the rest of those. All right, and then with this one, I already took care of that. So we're into the breeding phase. So this player is going to get 1, 2, 3, and then an additional 1 for the baker. So 4. All right. Let's go ahead and just do a tier 4. And I'll do a, I think I'm just going to hold on to those and see what happens with that. And over my other player. All right, so that player's going to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 dragons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 dragons. And okay, what to do with these? All right, so I have 5 1s, 4 2s, 3 3s. Play in your battle or +1 power. Okay, so that's gonna definitely change some stuff up. So I'm gonna go and get a level 3. 2, 3. Get so that's 3. I'm gonna get level 2. 2. Level 2. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just can't hold enough dragons. That's the problem here. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll get a level 5 dragon, and I'll hold on to those 2. All right. So at this point, now we're going to decide what to do. So I'm going to do that. And then how do I want to break these up? I'm going to go ahead and do that guy there. And let's break up these and let's do that. I'll do that and that. Over to my other player now. I'm going to go ahead and do this one, that one, and that one, and that. All right, so let's see if we can pull it off. So both players are going to battle. And player 2 is going to send just one level 1 dragon over to player 1. The others are going to stay with player 2. And player 2 is going to send a level 5. Or player 1 is going to send a level 5. And hold on to these. All right, so we'll see how that all goes here. So I've got a level 3, a 4. There's another level 3, and then those. All right. So let's go ahead and start with level 1, or player 1 first, and see if player 1 can handle this. So this one's not going to do any good for me. This one's not going to do any good for me. So it's down to those 3. And player 1 did send the 5, so player 1 is going to pick up another renown. So player 2 has not been able to do that very well. Dragons you play in your battle are +1 power. All right, so I could convert the 4 2s down to 4 1s. So I think I'll do that. So these are going to go to 4 1s. And I'm going to go ahead and play this, and I'm going to discard 3 dragons. And that lets me discard up to 3 dragons from your village, and all magic orbs are +1 range for each dragon discarded. So I have 2 fireballs, so that's 2 actions, and each one of those is going to take out 4 dragons. So that's the 4 2s and 4 1s. And then +1 power. So I'll play those 3, take out these 3. And then unfortunately I have to use the last one, or wait. Yeah, I have to use the last dragon to take out one of these, and I can charge with the other one. But this one benefits from that anyway, so I was able to take them all out with that. So I had to use all of my dragons and all of my spells. So those are all gone. But I was able to clear it. So it all comes down to if player 1 is able to, or player 2 is able to handle his or her side. So player 2 gets to discard a dragon. Well, let's see what we can handle first. So how do I want to play this? So I'm going to drop Wisdom. That's going to give me an additional action. And I'm going to go ahead and drop Mirror. That's going, and I get to choose one to do that too. So I think I'm going to go ahead and play it on the Archer. So now I have +2 range to everything that I play. From there, because my problem is I'm not going to have enough power. Well, unless I bump that. But still, I only have a power of 2. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get rid of the 5s. I can get rid of 1. And then this would bump me up 1. And then if I did the mirror on that, that would give me 2. but that's a maximum of 4. And I should have probably upgraded a couple of these guys to handle those. But I didn't do that. So I know I'm going to lose this at this point. Knowing that I'm going to not get through this, I'm going to lose all of the cards in my hand. But I do get to, I could lock one in place there. Once I use it. So at the end of each battle, you may take one tier 2 or tier 3 orb you played and stack on this card. So I'm going to go ahead and play that, as it's really not going to matter. So I'm just going to play it, and then I'm going to end the battle because I'm not going to win this. So I'm going to take the spread, I think, and place it over there. So I'm going to lose all of this. So that's a tier 3, tier 1, and a tier 2. I do hold on to the dragons that I have, and then I'll reset. So that is going to go away because that player was able to handle all of his dragons. So now we're both going to be tied, and that player has more renown. So that player is going to have extra ones to deal with now. So we have 4 2s, 3 3s, 2 4s, and a 5. So now that player is going to have an extra 5, and that player is going to have 1 less 5. Oof. That seems like a really big advantage for this player at this point, moving into this battle. All right, so I get an extra villager. So we'll see what player 1's going to take here. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So minor, each time you lose a battle, you may keep 4 orbs from your village. Nope. Hermit, each time you lose a battle, draw 4 power 1. I don't think so. Your charge is +1 power. During the craft phase, view an additional level 2 or tier 2 and 3. Artisan, I may want to go with that. I might need some magic. Each time you breed a power dragon 4, draw a power 1 into your village. During the command phase, you may be assigned 1 less dragon than other players. I think the Artisan is actually my best choice in this. So that'll give me a little bit more magic to work with and hopefully help out for this final battle here. All right, so moving into that, player 1 is going to draw 6 cards now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And player 2 is at 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 again. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right, so let's handle player 1 real quick because that'll be a lot quicker. So player 1 gets 3 cards from each. All right, so we have Ice Blast. What do I got here? I have Fireballs, I have Pierce, I have Enchant. So 3 Fireballs, 2 Pierces, and an Enchant. So these are not super helpful. So I'm going to trade the 3 fireballs in for the meteor. And then another level 3. I think I'll drop the 2 Pierce and take Gale. And that gives me hopefully some good stuff. Alright, so that takes care of my magic. Over to player 1. Alright, so I've got tons of stuff over here. So I got fireballs, 3 Pierce, another lore, stealth, strength, and wisdom, another lore, Pierce, haste, and focus. Alright, now I get 2 level 2s. So I have Blitz. This power orb is +1 power for each other magic orb in play. Okay, that could be good. Alter, +1 power. And then we have perform 2 charges. This does not. So shadows and spread. So I got spread again. So what do I want to do? So I'm going to do the 3 lores for a spread. The meteor is 2 power and 3. I have 1 action. Place an enemy dragon with the dragon with 1 less power. Your charge is +1. So I think I'm going to get rid of strength. I have an extra focus, so I'm going to go ahead and drop that. And I'll do 1 pierce to get meteor. Oh, there's the mirror again. So that was really helpful last time, or would have been. So I'm going to go ahead and do 2 fireballs. And stealth, I think. I'll get mirror. So I'm up to 3. Now I have ice blast. Well, I think I'm going to do focus and pierce for bolster, because that's just a little bit better. The question now is, do I hold on to those? Because I have 4, that will give me 8. I think I will. I think I'm going to hold on to those and see what happens here. All right, so that's level 2s and level 3s. And I'm going to hold on to all that. All right, so into the dragon phase. All right, so now my player is going to get 4 dragons. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I got 3 there, and then I get 1 for the baker. And I think I'm going to bump that up to a level 5 just in case the other player will probably not send 1 my way, but that will be problematic otherwise. All right, over to my other player now. I'm going to get 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay. So I'm going to do a level 4. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to have enough here. I can do 2 level 4s. I have 3, 6 left. 3. Go ahead and do a level 5. And I think that'll be it. So with that, let's do that, and then all right, I want to do that. And my other player is going to do that. All right, now it's the reveal. So battle and village. So with my player here, it's going to kick him over 2 more. So he's adding another 5 and a 4 there. And he's going to keep that. So player 1 is really hoping that player 2 cannot pull this off. Player 2 did not send any over to player 1. So player 1 will pick up another renown. And player 2, it is all up to player 2. All right, so first off, player 2. I'm going to go ahead and play Wisdom. And I'm going to play Mirror. And I think I'm going to do the Archer, as I think I should have enough this time to be able to pull this off. So I have 4 actions to work with here. All right, so how do I want to do this? So I think I'm going to do Bolster and Pierce. So that's going to be 2 power and 2 range. So I'm going to take out 2 of those. And then let's do Meteor and Spread. So Meteor is going to be 2, 3 power. And I'm going to use this on that. So that's 4 power. And it's going to be able to do 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's going to be able to target 9 enemies at power level 4. So I'm going to take out the 3 4s, the 3 3s, and the 2 2s. So that's going to leave me with 1 left. So I'm going to take out level 1. All right. That was 2 actions. And then I have Haste and Pierce. So this is not going to count it as an action. And it's going to add 1 damage to it. And 3 there. 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'll be able to take out all of those. And then I have a level 5 on a level 5. That is it. Player 2 was able to pull it off with the magic heavy hand. Well, I hope you found the video helpful in deciding on whether or not this is one you want to back on Kickstarter. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please post those in the comments section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Or swing by the Kickstarter's main page and drop any questions you have there in the comments as well. I'm sure the creator would love to hear from you and is more than happy to answer any questions you have. Until next time, I'll see you later.